So I wonder if I'm streaming yet. Yeah, it's a surprise nap stream. Let's see if let's pull up the chat here on the phone. Let me give you a couple minutes to get assembled. Play some commercials while I'm at it.
Please evaluate the show on its merits.
You are a meathead.
Please give it a chance. And so...
A meathead, dead from the neck up. Meathead.
Because of certain indiscreet remarks by Don Imus and Howard Stern, WNBC Radio apologizes to the following: the National Organization for Women, the New York chapter of Hadassah, Governor Cuomo, the New York Jets, the United States Congress, both houses, Nassau Community College, the Gay Men's Choir, Sons of Italy, Rabbi Arthur Selkowitz, my wife,
66 WNBC. If we weren't so bad, we wouldn't be so good.
Queen Elizabeth, Mayor Koch.
Hi, New York. You know, before I was a comedian, I was a guitar player. And I wanted to be the best, but I wasn't. Just like a lot of radio stations try to be K-Rock, and they're not, because K-Rock is the best. It's the best classic rock and roll you're going to find, and they have it all day. And they have Howard Stern in the morning. And we don't mean to laugh in the face of the other radio stations. But you're just not K-Rock! Turn to K-Rock 92.3 FM!
Coming to the CW, another series about teen romance that descends into ass-kicking action. Miguel and Sam share tender moments talking about their feelings. And when Robbie finds out, all hell breaks loose. The CW presents a new kind of teen drama that will kick you in the balls. Coming this fall, it's Kung Fu High. Need to look and feel your best when you start your day? Want to put that extra spring in your step on your way to the office? Want to feel good about ignoring all those nasty protesters who have been subjugated by the Empire? Then why not start your day with Gorman Silk Coffee? It's got the smooth flavor you need, whether you're stealing resources from an unsuspecting outer rim planet or just catching up with mom.
You're being cast aside. You're being discarded and too naive to see it. They put you on the shelf, Cyril. You've been played.
You of all people should understand the attraction of being in charge.
Now in Light Side, Dark Side, and our all-new Rebel Roast Blend. Gorman Silk, from our spiders to your cup. Now available at Smith's, Costco, and other fine stores. Yeah, watching middle managers on backwater planets drinking coffee while being berated by their mom.
You'd find a woman actually willing to make a life with you, and you just walk away.
Really does make Star Wars for adults now, doesn't it? Coming up on the CW. It's summer. It's finally time to relax by the pool. Until it's time to kick ass! Time to just lay back and catch some rays. And a fist to the face! And find that new summer romance. And wait for all hell to break loose! Be sure to watch the all-new summer season of Kung Fu High Pool Party! Hoo-yah! Tired and stressed out from a day of not doing anything the least bit heroic? Then why not settle back with a warm cup of Devil's Dew coffee? It's got the perfect blend of caffeine and coffee flavor for that pick-me-up you need when you're going out on a literal blind date, or when you're not even trying to protect the city, or anyone else. Now in light roast, dark roast, and our very own Satan's Bitter Piss Water Blend. All these shows do now is show people standing around drinking coffee, even with the bad guys. Can we please see something heroic? Anything. Please? Devil's Due Coffee, straight from Hell's Kitchen to your cup. Now available at Whole Foods and Costco. A whole generation grew up watching a bunch of neurotic a-holes in New York sit around a cafe and drink coffee all day.
So I guess that decides it.
We should have known that this was eventually going to happen.
Hanging out at a coffee place, not nearly as much fun as hanging out at a bar.
Coming up on the CW, it's prom night, and love is in the air. Until it's time to throw down! Sam and Miguel share a tender moment. But look who's crashing the party! Watch as young couples share a romantic dance. And fight! And dance fight! Be sure to watch an extra special episode of Kung Fu High Prom Night!
Hey everybody, Homicide in the Morning, WNBC, WNBC, Homicide in the Morning, NBC, Homicide in the Morning. How's it? We got Super Sales. We got Mike Breen Sports. We got Rob Bartlett. Homicide in the Morning.
How's everybody doing out there? Oh, God, haven't done one of these in a while, but... Oh, man. We got a little bit of news out there. We got some James Bond news. We got some Hunt for Ben Solo. Oh, God. Oh, God. We got Week 8 NFLs, and if you watched the game that I watched, the Giants went out there and they laid a big fat egg, and... their running back Cam Scatterboo is out. Injury report says that it is a dislocated ankle, so we're waiting to get more word on him, but not good for the New York Football Giants. Oh, I just had a big hiccup there. Did you ever get one of those hiccups that hurts? Just kind of, like, oh man. I thought I was going to be sick there for a second. But yeah, it was a hiccup, and you're just like, oh man, that hurt. That was uncomfortable. I didn't like that, not one bit. But anyway, so how's it going out there, everybody? Oh boy. So, Star Wars has reared its ugly head, to put it bluntly. Just when you think you were safe from any kind of Star Wars news, then comes this thing. Now, I've been following this for a couple days, and the more I've dived into it, the more it's looking really kind of, for want of a better term, it's not looking to be as organic as a thing as you thought it was. Now, I pulled up this article here from Variety. There's been a lot of news. So what's happening, just the very brief thing is, Adam Driver revealed in an interview with the AP, Associated Press, that him and Steven Soderbergh had a finished script for a movie called The Hunt for Ben Solo, or as I called The Hunt for Raylo Ben. And it said, yeah, it was a finished script. It was written. It was all set to go. We presented it to Bob Iger, and he turned it down because he didn't understand how Ben Solo could be back. I mean, they could understand how Palpatine somehow returned. I'm not kidding. Palpatine somehow returned. Well, that's it, really. Somehow returned, but yeah, he somehow returned. Don't worry about it. He somehow returned. Ugh. Star Wars is a freaking mess. I really do hate Star Wars. They've taken something I used to really love and turned into something I hate. I really can't stand it. I really can't stand it. But now comes this news. Now, I've gotten a recent article here. Okay, here we go. Star Wars fans launch billboard campaign to save the hunt for Ben Solo. No one's ever really gone. After discovering that a potential Star Wars project titled The Hunt for Ben Solo was shelved back in 2021, fans are rallying for Disney to reconsider their decision with a new billboard in New York City. Days after Star Wars fans paid for a plane to fly a banner reading "Save the Hunt for Ben Solo" over Disney Studios in Burbank, Collider reported that a billboard popped up at 1500 Broadway between 43rd and 42nd above Carlo's Big Shop. The sign read, "For Adam, for no one's ever really gone. Hope lives, Ben's alive." Oh, for crying out loud. I feel dirty just reading this. In a recent interview with the AP, Adam Driver spoke out about the development process for The Hunt for Ben Solo and working with director Steven Soderbergh. The film would follow Ben Solo on a quest for redemption shortly after the events of Rise of Skywalker. The screenplay was edited by Soderbergh and Logan Lucky, screenwriter Rebecca Blunt, later bringing on Scott Zeburns to pen the script. "I always was interested in doing another Star Wars movie," said Driver. "I had been talking about doing another one since 2021. Kathleen Kennedy, had reached out." So this is another. Oh, okay. Wait a second. I'll address this in a second here. Kathleen Kennedy had reached out. "I always said, with a great director and a great story, I'd be there in a second. I loved that character and loved playing him. It was called The Hunt for Ben Solo. It was really cool, but it is no more. So I can finally talk about it." During the interview, Driver revealed how the script was received and how the project was shut down. "We presented the script to Lucasfilm. They loved the idea." Stop that. "They loved the idea. They totally understood our angle and why we were doing it," Driver said. "We took it to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, and they said no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive, and that was that." Soderbergh commented on Driver's reveal on his Blue Sky account, confirming the existence of the project. "For the record, I did not enjoy lying about the existence of The Hunt for Ben Solo, but it really did need to remain a secret until now. I really enjoyed making the movie in my head," added Soderbergh. "I'm just sorry that the fans won't get to see it." Oh, gee. Presenting a movie, script idea to Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, I wonder what that reminds you of. I should have brought this up. And I should have brought it up. Anybody remember how it happened with the Acolyte? And this is just from Wikipedia. Yeah, continue to cite, please. Anybody remember this? The Acolyte? The Acolyte, Star Wars, okay, concept development, inspiration, filming, lyrium, cinematic influences, characters, production, official development, okay. Leslie Headland has served as co-creator of the Russian Doll TV series, essentially, okay, yada, yada, yada. In April 22nd, 2020, reported Leslie Headland was writing and serving as showrunner for a Star Wars series that would be released on Disney Plus streaming. The report noted that the series will be female-centric, take place Star Wars timeline. An official announcement on May 4th, 2020. StarWars.com added Headland being executive producer of the project. And why did you do that? Following conversation between actress Jodie Turner-Smith, premiere, okay. An official announcement. Okay, the series title of Lucasfilm website also listed Vice President of Film Development, Rain Roberts.
Following conversation between director Koganada and Jodie Turner-Smith, okay, yada yada, filing alleging that producer Karen McCarthy had been fired from The Acolyte only 2 weeks. Story arc, okay, but here's the thing. The Acolyte was never officially greenlit. Kathleen Kennedy willed that into existence. They weren't taking any ideas. Kathleen Kennedy used her influence. She used public pressure, and she used her influence. She pretty much pulled it at Alex Kurtzman. She really did. She pulled an Alex Kurtzman. She presented this idea, and she pretty much pressured Bob Iger, in my opinion at least, to get the Acolyte green lit. Because they weren't taking any more movie ideas. They canceled more movies than they actually put into production. Now, here's the thing. Let me see something here. Let me see something here. Hold on. Well, anyway. Kathleen Kennedy on Star Wars woke complaints. Oh, boy. Storytelling does not need to be representative of all people. Well, you botched it up, Kathy, there. Okay, but here is the obvious question. Why now? Why now? Of all times to do this, why now? I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat, too. I mean, you could announce this a year ago. You could have said this a year ago. If it was let's just say there was an NDA signed for 3 years, the NDA would have expired last year at some time. Acolyte, that was a coffee advertisement, right? Pretty much. All Star Wars is coffee commercials now. The Reylos are going psycho. But again, the timing of this is very suspicious. And I did a little digging. And I found out something. Turns out that sorry, I was interrupted for a second. But why now? Okay, again, why now? Well, turns out, take a look at that. Disney's Q4 financial year 25 earnings results webcast. The Walt Disney Company will host a live audio webcast to discuss full full year quarter 2025 financial results beginning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 a.m. Pacific Time, Thursday, November 13th, 2025. Oh, and all this just happens to come out now, how conveniently before the investor call. Gee, I wonder why. What a coinky dink. It wouldn't be that somebody's going to use public pressure to influence the Disney board or to influence Bob Iger just in time for the investor call, would it? It's quite the puzzle. Quite the Rubik's Cube. Just in time for the Q4 earnings call. Just in time to launch a campaign. Just in time to put pressure on the people who need to put pressure on. That works out mighty conveniently, doesn't it? Yeah. But you know something? This isn't going to help. This is not going to help. Star Wars is still screwed no matter what you do. Star Wars still is absolutely screwed. And the Reylos are really, this is your target audience. And like I said, if you saw that new commercial I did, listen, Kathleen Kennedy is barking up the wrong tree here. She's going to try to turn it into a female empowerment fantasy and have him just be this good little boy. But no, the Reylos secretly want a bad boy. It's Twilight. It's going to be a Twilightized version of a Star Wars. It's going to be Twilight. It's going to be Twillich. It's going to be whatever YA property you want to insert. I mean, that's the only card that Kathleen Kennedy has left to play. Is to go. She tried with the whole female empowerment fantasy. She tried with that, but she's okay. Well, you know what? That didn't work. I'm not gonna dare give the fans what they actually wanted. I'm gonna go full YA on it. And the YA thing ended back in 2015. But that's what she is. She's a wine mom who might as well be a Twilight mom. You know, I used to see those I used to see the internet meme that said, you know, Twilight moms. If this was 40-year-old guys screaming over some 18-year-old girls, somebody would call the cops. And that's what this is going to be. But listen, this whole thing is, listen, okay, it's their money to waste. It really is. It's their money to waste. They want to blow another $250 million on this movie. Go right ahead. All you're doing is giving me content. You're giving me talking points, man. But it's right there. Disney's Q4 financial year 25 earnings results. That's what this is all about. Putting enough pressure on the Disney board, on Disney investors, to try to make this thing happen. I'm not 100% sure if this is just Adam Driver trying to make this happen, or if this is Adam Driver and Kathleen Kennedy and Steven Soderbergh. I wouldn't put it past KK to do it. You kidding me? She's just so clueless. In my opinion, she's so clueless. She would try to do this. She's completely clueless. KK would absolutely try to will this into existence. She did it with the Acolyte. I read the story. She went behind Bob Iger's back to try and get that done. And she got it. And it was a disaster. It wasn't just a disaster. It was a complete, unmitigated disaster. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen come out of Star Wars. It was terrible. The people who made that should be ashamed of themselves. And I had a video, a fake trailer. It was just so I never got around to doing it, but I wrote a script for a fake trailer for that. I mean, really, it was terrible. The other thing too is, listen, major props to Adam Driver. He was a Marine. I mean, so that's something I never did. Yeah, I never went through basic training. Okay, fine. You got me, better man than there. But I'm like, I really got to question your dedication to this character. I really do. Yeah, the Reylos are gonna be off the chain on this one. But that's the only audience that Disney has left for this. The shippers, the Reylos, whatever. I mean, whatever they have left. That's it. Star Wars is like barbecue chicken. Actually, barbecue chicken does sound good. But Star Wars is done. They're completely cooked. You took the most beloved property in Hollywood and you turned it into this. And you turned it into something that people just kind of gloss over for Twilight books. Soderbergh says up yours. Soderbergh says he did not enjoy hiding the hunt for Ben Solo from fans. It did really need to remain a secret. Steven Soderbergh is speaking on his unmade Star Wars movie, The Hunt for Ben Solo, after will-be star Adam Driver, the project interview, Ocean's 11, The Turk Blue Sky. He did not enjoy hiding the project from fans, but emphasized the importance of keeping it under wraps. For the record, I did not enjoy lying about the existence of The Hunt for Ben Solo, but it really did need to remain a secret until now. On Friday, he also added, also in the aftermath of the Hunt for Ben Solo situation, I asked Kathleen Kennedy if Lucasfilm had ever turned in a finished movie script or for green light to Disney and had it rejected. She says, no, this was a first. So they were pretty well. Listen, the fact that they had a completed script tells me one thing, that Kathleen Kennedy wanted this movie more than anybody else. Kathleen Kennedy wanted this movie badly. Soderbergh, hold on. The Hunt for Ben Solo was set to take place after the events of Rise of Skywalker and would have followed Driver's Kylo Ren, a.k.a. Ben Solo, a.k.a. Kylo Ben, a.k.a. Reylo Ben, on a search for redemption. Driver called the unmade film one of the coolest projects he had ever been part of. Soderbergh had previously told AP of developing The Hunt for Ben Solo, I really enjoyed making the movie in my head. I'm just sorry the fans won't get to see it. On Friday, Collider reported that a group of Star Wars fanatics, no, they're not Star Wars fanatics. The Star Wars fanatics are the ones who don't want this movie. Paid for a plane towing a banner reading Save the Hunt for Ben Solo to fly over Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California. A reporter for the outlet was able to take pictures of the stunt while on location. Let's see what the comments look like. Are you looking for an effective way to make money? No, I'm not. I looked up how much it costs to fly a banner over a location. It costs you. It'll run you. It runs somewhere from a few $100s to a few $1,000s. It's not nearly as expensive as you think. I got to get a drink of water here. Hold on. Let me play a quick commercial. Because I need a drink of water. My throat is dry. I got a dry throat. Let me play a commercial here. Let's see. Is this it? No, it's not.
Norville!
Bitch, what the hell wrong with you? Kicking down the door like you think you're Bruce Lee.
No time! Drive me to Fred's house!
Alright, but you're gonna have to give me anal now. Damn, Fred got a chance to tap that Brenda booty before I did. Damn shame.
Why wouldn't he?
This better not be an excuse for you to damn binge eat. Reason why you got that job at the Burger King so your fat ass can eat more.
I no longer felt the guilt that triggered them.
Oh, now Black Shaggy will help your ass over the wall. That's right. Don't make Black Shaggy throw his back out now. That's no good for nobody, especially Black Shaggy. He ain't covered for that. Your fat dumbass fell, didn't you?
No, I'm cool and graceful like a swan. What?
Dumb bitch.
Oh God, here it comes. The big one.
Dumb bitch. You Red Fox? Shut the fuck up, dumb bitch.
Wait, what?
Black Shaggy can't believe how dumb you are.
Norville, it worked. Who knew you were so funny?
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna laugh right, dumb bitch. Oh no, your fat ass did it again.
Oh, Black Shaggy. I gotta do some more of those. I got all season 2, and I got a Halloween special, and I got some of the Meghan Markle show. Stupid ass Velma dumb Meghan Markle herself. Where was I? Yeah, it doesn't cost you a whole lot to. I mean, listen. A bunch of Raylos get together and pay to have a banner flown over Walt Disney Studios. You know, they all pony up. Like if there's maybe 10 of them, they all pony up $50 a piece. All right, you know what? That's not out of the realm of possibility. But really, this is the hill you want to die on? And I often said that Kathleen Kennedy is so clueless that she honestly does think that this is a good idea. She probably does. And I said that Kathleen Kennedy was. I wanted to animate this. That Kathleen Kennedy would sit up late at night. I could picture Kathleen Kennedy sitting up late at night in her office or in her home office, in a darkened room, with one solitary spotlight shining down over a poster of Raiders of the Lost Ark from 1982. She has a half-empty bottle of wine, a glass in her hand. She's a little tipsy. She's looking at the poster, looking at Harrison Ford staring back at her. What do I do with this? What do I do with this? It's a series about a straight white man, starring a straight white man, fighting other straight white men in a time when straight white men had to be the star. I can't do any of this. Curse you, Harrison. You were too good. Then the light bulb goes off in her head. Aha! I've got it. What if we do the broken hero trope again? She's just so completely clueless that I would not put it past her having a hand in this. I really wouldn't. Of all ideas, this? Really? No Knights of the Old Republic. What about that Rogue Squadron movie? That's not happening. What's that Ryan Gosling movie that Ryan Gosling's going to be in? That Star Wars movie? Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, it is and it isn't. Let me see. Hold on a second here. Where is that? Let me see something here. Ryan Gosling, Star Wars. 5 upcoming sci-fi movies that should be bigger than the next Star Wars film. That's where we are. Oh God, that's where we are now. Star Wars Starfighter. So first look with Ryan Gosling. This is the first look, really? This is the first look at it? Is this really it? That's Waterworld. This is embarrassing, really. After Tron tanked, oh God, and Tron. Don't get me started on Tron. I watched Tron Ares. I'll give you my thoughts on Tron Ares in a minute. I mean, you know what? I'd like to see play through Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Do I own that? I think I might own that. But listen, the problem with Ryan Gosling is, and I broke it down. The reason why I was going to play Stuntman, actually, when the Fall Guy movie came out. The reason why Fall Guy failed, partly it was because, you know, it's a series that nobody remembered. It was popular in the mid to late 80s. Thank you, Heather Thomas. You know, for whose poster adorned my wall for during my adolescent years. Oh, Marky Post was also in that. But again, it was the reason why. Yeah, they had a remake of The Fall Guy. Yeah, starring Ryan Gosling. Here's the thing. You know why I liked the Fall Guy series? Because Lee Majors. Lee Majors was believable as a lot of things. He was believable as a cowboy. He was believable as an astronaut. He was believable as a veteran Hollywood stuntman. Yeah, you put him as somebody's like dad or whatever, you know. So he'll be believable as that. I don't believe Ryan Gosling is believable as anything. Ryan Gosling is only believable as one thing, Ryan Gosling. And then he opens his mouth. Hey, I'm Ryan Gosling, man. Hey, I'm Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling. Yeah, it's like Cartman. Ryan Gosling. It's this high, squeaky voice that doesn't sound authoritative at all. Ryan Gosling. He's terrible. He is terrible. This is gonna tank. Nobody cares. You've destroyed Star Wars completely. Star Wars is cooked. Star Wars is over. Star Wars is done. That's it. I don't think there's any saving Star Wars. I really don't. Star Wars does need to go away. It needs to go away. Make it just stop. It really does. Now, here's the other thing. Now, this is from Screen Rant. Yeah, we know ads aren't being displayed. That's because I don't like you, Screen Rant. This sort of feeds in. I'm not going to... If I don't get to the Bond news, then you know, I'll have to cover it another time. Tron Ares. Listen, Disney is desperate for a hit. Listen, I'm not... They're going to be fine. They have their hands in a lot of different areas. They'll be fine. They're not going to go under. When one part of the company falters, the other part lifts it up. That's why they're so big. But Tron, listen, Was Tron ever really one of those huge properties? I remember when I was a kid, Tron wasn't. Tron, it was this sort of this thing. You saw it on cable. And yeah, it was kind of cool because it had never been done before. It was the first time anything in video game culture was portrayed in a mainstream movie or into a mainstream audience. Not that it was a video game culture back then. It was still all standalone arcade cabinets. It was bigger in the 80s than it was bigger in the 80s on cable. That's where most people saw it. People saw it primarily on cable because it didn't do all that well at the box office. Siskel and Ebert gave it good reviews. Jeff Bridges and David Warner, actually. David Warner's good in everything. He was great as Jack the Ripper. He was great in... He was great as the voice of Ra's al Ghul in Batman the Animated Series. Now, one of my favorite movies from the 70s, actually, is Time After Time with Malcolm McDowell and David Warner as H.G. Wells and Jack the Ripper, respectively. I mean, it's an out there concept, but it works so damn well. But Tron Ares, I mean, they wait too far long to do these movies. They do these movies 15, 20 years apart. Tron was 1982, 83. And then you waited until 2010 to make the follow-up. And the only reason why they made Tron Legacy, which honestly I don't remember seeing. I remember the trailers. I don't remember seeing it. I'm wondering if I ever did see it. So, you wait far too long to make these movies. And I get it. You know, it's when you have a movie that doesn't make money, it's hard to justify going back to the well. But this is probably, I don't doubt that they're going to take another bite of the Tron apple at some point. But the biggest problem with this movie is when I watched it was they did the same plot all over again. The CEO is missing. Somebody new has to come in and then finish their work. And dang it. Where did I leave off? Sorry, I was muted. Would I be interested in playing Knights of the Old Republic? 1 or 2 for your channel. I'm not sure, you know. I generally don't like role-playing games. I think I bought Knights of the Old Republic. Let me see if I bought Knights of the Old Republic. See if it's in the old Steamer library. Let's see. But, the only reason, but back to Tron a second. The only reason why they made Tron Legacy was because they needed a franchise. Disney needed a franchise. They needed a big sci-fi franchise, and they looked around at it and they said, well, what do we have? We have Tron. Let's give that another try. And they made it, and it wasn't that good. Let me see. Star Wars Knights of the Old... Do I have Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic? Oh, yeah, I do have Knights of the Old Republic. Oh, how about that? Oh, how about that? I might give it a try. I never played it. I probably picked it up at a discount, which is why I do anything these days. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, okay, well, let's... I'm engrossed in Far Cry Primal now. Jared Leto's box office poisoned out. Jared Leto couldn't... Listen, we all know Jared Leto can't act his way out of a paper bag. But he wasn't the only problem with this movie. It was long. It was boring. Overly long. The original Tron was only 1 hour 35 minutes or 1 hour 32 minutes or whatever it was. They got in. They established everything. They set up the world. And it was just, they went from there. That's really sometimes all you need. A very adept screenwriter can do a lot more with a lot less. Choaniki, who was hilarious. Oh, Choaniki was frustrating. But they needed they needed a franchise, a sci-fi franchise, and they thought Tron was it, and it wasn't. But again, the trailers, all the material in the trailers leading up to it were a bait and switch. They really were. They were a bait and switch. It led you to believe that there was going to be this war between the digital world and and our world, and it was just about another diverse female protagonist. And they did the same exact story as Batwoman. The CEO is missing. Oh, we have no idea where he is. What do you mean you have no idea where he is? It's always the same thing. The hero's missing, and nobody knows where he is, so we have to fill the void. That's Batwoman. I don't want to see that again. I didn't like it the first 50 times. And they did that with X-Men 97. Oh, Charles Xavier's dead. We have to step in and fill the void. They do that in comics. Batman is, battle for the cowl, whatever it was. Batman is missing. Bruce Wayne is dead. We have to step in and we have to fill the void. Tron Ares. I really don't think this is the last we're going to see of the Tron franchise. I really, really don't. This is not the last we're going to see. They're going to have another bite at the apple because they can't help themselves. Tron Ares. I mean, it was my honest assessment of Tron Ares was I didn't completely hate it. This felt like something that I probably should like. But yet I just did. I was just kind of bored by it. It wasn't engaging. It's visually it's a very good-looking movie. But it doesn't really give you anything to engage your interest. It has no main character. It just has a bunch of people running around. You don't know who these people are. You don't know what any of their relationships. Oh, yeah, she's a CEO. She's doing this for her sister. Who's her sister? Who is she? Who is this Chinese chick or Korean chick? I don't know who she is. I don't care. I don't care about her. And that's what a good movie does. It makes you care about the characters. Today's actually Back to the Future Day. Today is the date, October 26th, that Marty goes back to 1955. And I know that's an impossible standard to live up to. But you contrast, Back to the Future is a masterclass on how to write an engaging script. It's a sci-fi premise, but at the same time, it's a very human story. It gives you everything you need to know about the characters, about the premise, about the world, about the circumstance, about the stakes within the first 15 minutes. First 15 minutes to 20, 15 to 20 minutes, probably a half hour. It sets up everything just magnificently. And it doesn't feel like there's no extraneous information in it. Tron Ares took an hour. I had no idea who any of these people are. Although I hated Doc Brown's girlfriend in the third, she was annoying. Oh, Mary Steenburgen is actually in... she is in Time After Time with Malcolm McDowell and David Warner. And she's actually very good in that. She's so good in that. So, but... again, though, I mean, Back to the Future, like I said, it really is an impossible standard. But it really should be held up. If you're in screenwriting 101 class, day one, you watch Back to the Future. But again, the biggest problem with Tron Ares is not only that, it doesn't set up anything. It has a lengthy exposition dump at the beginning. And you really don't care about any of this. Oh, Sam Flynn is missing. Sam's missing. Where did Sam go? Who knows? Eve Kim, she's taking over the company. I don't care. I really, I am not engaged. I am not invested in these characters. It was really, I don't want to call it horrible, but there was a lot of mistakes made with Tron Ares. And any other actor would not have saved that film. That movie was rotten stem to stern. It was sat on by Disney for over a year. And you could tell it was made at a time when it was made during the Great Toilet Paper Shortage, or conceived at least during that. And they were holding it because it was right before Hassan Minhaj, right before his career imploded. Again, you have characters stepping in and out. Hassan Minhaj, like he's some kind of like software engineer, and he's making a presentation at E3. I'm like, who is he? Who is he? I don't know anything about this character. And you have their friends. I'm like, who are they? And then they tie it back to the Flynns. The place has been sitting empty for 30 odd years. I'm like, really? There's just a lot of problems with Tron Ares. They lost the art of writing. They're all off on production line now, university graduates with idealistic BS, just wanting a paycheck, no passion for the craft. It's not only that. Everybody wants to reinvent the wheel. Everybody wants to do something, be the first to do something different. Like, they don't want to do your basic good versus evil story. They don't want everything is just very formulaic. Everything is very, they reinvent the wheel, but the formulaic stuff is even more formulaic. The biggest problem now is everything is controlled by algorithms and by analytics. And there is, and I might do a video about this at some point, but a good analog to this is Major League Baseball, where you have analytics, sabermetrics. They make decisions based on statistics, based on stats. And that's what the whole diversity push in Hollywood was really about. It wasn't about equity and inclusion and representation and diversity and people seeing themselves on screens. It was there's this percentage of the market that we haven't tapped into. How do we get those people to spend money? And that's really all it was. And they got people that were willing participants to go along with it. In Marvel's case, in Marvel Comics' case, it was more about how to screw over the creators, like Jack Kirby, Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Roy Thomas, those guys. It was about how to screw them over and deny them the back royalties for the characters they created. Because all those people were named in a lawsuit by Disney as soon as the Siegel and Schuster and the Jack, all that stuff, they got named in a lawsuit in 2021. Nobody reported on it. It was in the Hollywood Reporter. Nobody covered it. Nobody wanted to acknowledge it. I was the one who found it out. I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I was one of the few people that said, ha, look, this is what's happening. And all these characters started to appear around the time the Siegel and Schuster lawsuits for the creators of Superman, when their families were trying to get the copyright back from Warner Brothers. You can't tell me that Disney didn't get scared. They ponied up $4 billion for Marvel in 2007, 2008? And then suddenly all of this, and then right around that time, Siegel and Schuster start suing. And then just a year later, boom, we have Miles Morales. Oh no, he's not replacing our Peter Parker, but he's just different enough that we don't have to pay Steve Ditko or Jack Kirby. And they replaced all their characters. They replaced Vision. They replaced Nova. They replaced Captain America. They replaced Spider-Woman. They replaced all the big mainstay characters. And they tried desperately to give you to make Sana Amanat's Ms. Marvel. They tried so desperately for people to like her. She turned out to be the Roman Reigns of the MCU and of the Marvel Comics. Riri Williams. Oh, somebody say my name, Riri. How much in residuals would they have had to pay? Well, if those characters get used in movies, then millions. Probably tens of millions. Could you imagine? They're still doing it. Doctor Strange. But you ever notice on the toy packages? It doesn't say Spider-Man. It says Miles Morales. Whatever happened to Sana Amanat? Oh, she's probably still got her hooks in the Marvel. She's from a rich family. She doesn't care if she ruins Marvel. She'll just move on to the next thing. But yeah, and they're still pushing Marvel, Ms. Marvel and Marvel Zombies. She's the key to everything. She's the key to everything. She's not the key to everything. She won a game of, or she lost a game of odds and evens of 1, 2, 3, go. And she got her friends killed. She got Kate Bishop vaporized. And she got Riri bitten by a zombie. Yeah, way to go. Way to go there. I don't have the music, for Mr. Khan, but, Mr. Khan would not be happy. Yeah, Mr. Khan definitely would not be happy. That's right, I would not be happy. I'm never happy. Yeah, I said, you Miss Kamala, why do you have to do this? Why can't you just be good girl? Why do you have to get your friends killed all the time? Says, oh, hello, look at me. I'm Miss Kamala Khan. I'm a superhero. Oh, and they're dead now. Oh, man, I'm very disappointed. Very, very disappointed in you, Kamala. Very disappointed. You can't tell me you're not disappointed. I am disappointed in you and they are disappointed. Look, all these people, they don't buy your comic book. Oh, hello, look at me. I'm Kamala Khan. I'm in the funny books. Oh, and I'm dead now. Thank you very much, Mr. Khan. What? Wait a minute. What am I? Wait a minute. Where am I going? Where am I going? You can't get me that like that, Mr. Shlomo. Yes, I can. Oh, the great Mr. Khan. We always love when he stops by. We love his stuff. Says, I'm very disappointed in you, Mr. Shlomo. Look at this face. I'm very disappointed. I had to go back and hid it from my wife. Why couldn't Kamala go out with that nice boy who ran the bodega? She could have been nice and ran a business, married a business owner in Jersey City. And now she has to go after the Peter Parker. Hello, look at me. I'm an Avenger. I ruined the video game. Oh, and I'm bankrupt now. Okay, Mr. Khan. Whatever you say. Oh, I'm going to get so much trouble. Anyway, okay. Well, the James Bond news. Listen, they haven't found a James Bond actor yet, but the game is in development for IO Interactive. It is looking pretty good. That's probably going to be the best James Bond property coming out soon. It was just so stupid that they edited out the firearms in the posters and the key art on Amazon. Like, who is actually gonna say, "Why, by Jove, I had no idea this Bond fellow employs some rather extreme methods"? It really was stupid. It really was. These movies are 50, 60 years old. Really? People are just finding out now that James Bond uses a bang bang? I don't know. Guys. I don't know. Let's listen. I know the world's changing, but at the same time, the world's getting stupid. Is Henry Cavill the favorite still? I don't think he is. Honestly, I have no idea who the favorite is. I haven't heard much about the casting news. I have not heard much about the casting news. I really haven't. Lately, some Australian guy said he wanted to be considered, but you know how that is. But I always say, new rule: if you put your name if you say publicly you want to play this, you want to play X character, then you are omitted from consideration. So anyway, so that's but the Bond news. We have Week 8 scores of your National Football League. It's that time. Vikings losing to the Chargers 37-10. The Dolphins over the Falcons 34-10. The Bears falling to the Ravens 30-16. The Bengals, this can't be right. The Bengals lost to the Jets 39-38. That can't be right. Huh. How about that? Something new every day. The Bills over the Panthers, 40-9. The 49ers falling to the Texans, 26-15. The Browns losing to the Patriots, 32-13. And if you had the New York Giants giving 7 points, you lost. The New York Football Giants losing in a humiliating fashion to the Philadelphia Eagles, 38-20. The Giants fall to 2-6. The Eagles go to 6-2. The Buccaneers over the Saints, 7-3 at the half. The Saints get a couple of men on base. They might win. Titans over the Titans trailing the Colts, 17-7. The Broncos defeating the Cowboys, 14-10. That is in the second quarter, rather. Sorry about that. The Sunday night game, the Steelers at the Packers. And tomorrow's Monday night football matchup, the Commanders take on the Chiefs. So there are your NFL scores for Week 8. Okay, and before we leave, I want to first say a big shout out to Overlord DVD and to Neon of Clownfish TV. They were gracious enough to share the GoFundMe out, and we are still helping out with expenses for Mech and Random. And if you haven't yet, please consider donating. We are still not. We've met the expenses for November. We have December to go. We are waiting on some news, but your help is needed. If you've already donated, please, I thank you. If not, please consider. Again, big shout out to Overlord DVD and to Neon. We really appreciate their help. And so that is the thing there. I will put a link in the chat for anyone who might consider it. Let me see. Where is the chat? Chat. Okay, we will do that. There's the link for everyone. And like I said, again, thank you very much for your continued support. And we will have more news as we learn as we go. Okay, everyone. I'd like to thank you for joining me. This is always a lot of fun doing these. I haven't done one of these in a while. How are they doing? Haven't seen them in a while. They're pretty good, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so that is what is happening. Everyone, thank you. If I get back, hopefully I get back in the swing of doing these on a regular basis. I'm still playing Far Cry Primal. I'll probably be playing that later tonight. Everyone. Have yourself a good day. Have yourself a good evening. Have yourself a good night. Whatever you're having, have a good one. No drinking, no driving. We want to see you here. As always, I'm putting a link for the GoFundMe in the description. And everyone, we will catch you next time.